Let's start at the beginning. Toastmasters, members, guests. I was born in Toronto in 1926, like quite a few other people. I started down a different path a couple of weeks later when I was whisked away to a mine outside Timmins in the Porcupine to rejoin my father. That was gold country in the bush. You could only get there by train then. A dirt road got there a year later. Grade school was a mile walk away, and every kid at Christmas got a Christmas present from the mine owner that the town was named after. Everybody doesn't have that happen. We played on the biggest sand pile a kid could ask for. Old mine tailings. Toxic, you say? Well, my parents just said, don't eat any. Here I had my first flight on skis on a tiny lake in a blue fabric-covered biplane in the open front cockpit, sitting on my dad's lap with no seatbelt. Flights lasted about 10 minutes. I still feel the wonder of it. My friends' parents, their parents were from all over the world, and they were respected. That was a valuable experience. Not every kid gets that. My parents were from the US and Scotland, not Canada, also. The local high school was small, about 120 to 130 students. To graduate, there were no options up to grade 12. There was a grade 13 then. Then you had one option, another year of Latin or an extra science, physics. I went straight to McGill in Montreal for mechanical engineering when I finished. It was my first time away from home. I had a wonderful time that fall. I drank beer. I got on administrative probation and flunked 2 midterms. Was it worth it? Well, I had to behave and pass in April or get out and go into the wartime Navy. It was that time. So I cleaned up my act and graduated with honors in 1948. I did not enjoy working in the city. No wonder with that background. I'd been in the North Country for 20 years, and then some. I thought paper would be nice. Lots of trees. They used engineers. In 2 years, I was in my 3rd job working for the biggest paper company in Canada and married to the most wonderful girl in the world who happened to grow up in another mining country in BC. It was here that I found a crop of miserable men in their 50s who resented everything and lived, hating it, for age 65 when they could retire on pension and leave the place. We bailed out before it was too late. Another few years and we couldn't have afforded to leave. Another engineer and I scraped together some cash and started an engineering services company in Toronto. We weren't successful selling the idea. Owners thought engineers would steal their trade secrets. So much for engineers. Stealing. My wife yearned to get back to BC. We agreed to drive out in our Volkswagen Beetle with our 2 sons, and we would stay if I could find a suitable job in 1 whole month. I did. I was chief engineer of a small company that made pneumatic conveyors. It was great. Chief engineer. We grew. I became manager. When the owner sought to retire, I found things there were not quite what they seemed. We had to part. Now, life working in small and medium-sized organizations has been exciting and interesting. It took us back east from Vancouver in a little Vauxhall Victor with wife Margaret, 3 children, and a cat. A cat? To Stratford, Galt, Port Elgin, Brampton. We lived 2 places in Brampton, and Georgetown. Through 18 jobs, I kept a yen to hold 1 job for 10 years. I did. Toastmasters has been different. I'll just tell you a little about it. It was 32 years from my first invitation to Toastmasters until I went. I was 68 years old and again working as a consultant. Isabel, that lady over there, told me I needed an elevator speech, a good elevator speech, and I should join this club in 1994. I did. Now, 30 seconds is gone, but I've got to tell you. Why do I stay a member of Hershaw? It's because our members are people whose roots are from all over the world. We are essential to this country, as I learned about 80 years ago from my parents. And why do I stay a member in Town and Gown Toastmasters in Guelph? Well, where else can a man my age associate with attractive young men and women without attracting undesirable? And to wrap this up, I still work part-time, and I still haven't got a great elevator pitch rather. Madam Toastmaster.